What's up, everybody? How the heck are you? Today is November 18th. I'm Dr. Duck Bellin, world famous bariatric surgeon. We're going to talk about this epic economic change that's about to happen. And I know you know it's about to happen. It doesn't matter if you voted red or you voted blue. This was coming regardless. And I have one of the world's best, most leading, most awesome, mostest. It's huge. He's huge. Like experts on the economy and what's really going to happen. So my buddy Chris Nagel is here tonight. We're going to talk about how you can protect yourself. And we're going to talk about specific strategies you can do. He's actually going to discuss a case study for you guys, like walk you through. And then we've got this great opportunity for you to learn him this weekend. That's just like, it's just amazing, amazing. So my buddy Chris Nagel, well, all right, I'm back. Here I am. Hi, everybody. Glad I didn't lose y'all. So we've got Chris Nagel on tonight, America's #1 money mentor. Where are you guys watching from? If you're watching this on the replay, fast forward to about the 3-minute mark. I started a little bit late, so we'll get started from that. Sally Meadows, my girl from down under. All right, so Bernard says buy low, sell high. That's true, but we're not going to do that tonight. We're going to do better stuff. Alice Watson's in the house. Rosemary, Tammy. I'm back. Melissa's watching from California. Oh, Kathy Yan is watching from Canada. Chris, will this work in Canada? We'll ask him. We'll see. Tampa, Florida's in the house. What's up, Deb English? Kay Gordon. Man, looking sharp there. All right, you got to go soon, huh? Salt Lake City. See, South. Sarah, I'm in Bel Air. Come say hello. Bernard Cruz, I'm in Houston. Come check us out. What's up? Texas is showing up in the house tonight. Please hit share for me. Ruth Glover, longtime follower from Australia, is watching. OC is in the house. What is up? Giga Maggies, that's right. New Jersey, you guys are about to get hot. Oop. Elena from Atlanta. Karen from Staten Island. Am I right, Karen? Hopefully I'm right. Maybe my memory won't fail me. Ditching the Grind. Oh, check that out, Chris. Ditching the Grind 3. Hello from Minnesota. She's ready to go. She's ready to rock it. Margaret Bird watching from Michigan. What's up, girl? All right, there we go. Uh-oh, West U. Got a stalker. West U is an awesome, beautiful area in Houston. And New York City, Eileen Bear. You guys follow Chef Eileen Bear. She's awesome. She's she makes some great, delicious food. Ashley Kirby, stay-at-home mom, trying to figure this shit out. Ying Yang, trying to change her life. See, Karen Scarpa's right. Staten Island. All right, with that, it's 5 after. Let's do this, man. It is with great honor and privilege I bring on my really good friend, Mr. Chris Nagel, former professional snowboarder. He has a show on HGTV called Risky Builders. He's done well north of $50 million worth of real estate deals. He went from working on Wall Street to helping the people on Main Street. With that, let me introduce my good friend, America's #1 money mentor, Mr. Chris Nagel!
Good to see everybody. I love that, man. That thing you came up with, going from Wall Street to helping people on Main Street. That is perfect, because that's exactly what I do.
That's awesome, man. So twice a month I have you on my channel. We love having you here. We cut through the BS. You know how the channel is. The following are. They're just super excited to have you. You got some COVID hair going on there, dude.
Yes, I do. So you know what? We're gonna fix that by we're gonna put a be your own banker hat on. Get rid of that COVID hair. You're right. I can't even get a haircut. They just today in New York, maybe just upstate New York, but they shut everything down. So we're in the orange. Really? So all gyms are shut down. So now I can't work out anymore. They just shut down all restaurants, and also all hair salons are shut down. So I'm going for that. I'm going for the hockey look. Let's check this out.
Wow.
I almost got it.
And New York City like called back their schools today or something, right?
Well, all of our schools are getting closed too.
Well, it's going to be bad. I've been saying the big second wave's coming in New York City and New Jersey because of our behaviors this summer, but that's okay. We're here. The election is kind of sort of over. I don't know how you voted, but there's a new president-elect, whether it's recognized or not. There's a president-elect, and there's most likely going to be a transition. But you and I have been talking about this impending market crash that's coming very soon, and it is independent from politics. Can we clear that? Can we get rid of the whole politics thing off the board?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter whether you're blue or red. This is coming anyway. So it's not about a political move. It's not about what president's in. This is happening whether or not you like it or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you've been talking about this for over a year. I sold my house almost 2 years ago, anticipating this crash. I was probably 2 years ahead. But that's all right. I'd rather not be holding on to my house. I am renting a house. I just, because I'm preparing. Is that stupid? What about people who say like, oh, Dr. V, renting's like throwing away money? Do you agree with that? Or
no, listen, there's some of the people I watch, some of the greats out there that say rent where you live and then own where you rent. If that makes sense, that means you where you're living, you can rent. And this isn't applicable for everybody, but this is definitely what a lot of the wealthy individuals are doing. They're renting the place they live, so they're mobile, so they're not tied to a place, and then they're owning the rentals and their cash producing assets.
Cash producing, cash flow. That's super important.
It's all about cash flow. I mean, Kiyosaki laid the groundwork in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and really kind of broke
That's my very first self-help book I ever read.
Yeah, it's a great book. I've read that book probably 4 different times, and he talks all about passive income, which, I kind of got weird ways of looking at passive income, but he talks about cash flow. You can be wealthy on paper. I just did a thing today. A lot of people say, oh, I'm a millionaire. Why? Because you got $1 million. If you got $1 million, you're going to probably be the next person that's poor because you don't know how to keep that $1 million. So a millionaire is good when you've got $1 million that stays in your bank, and that $1 million is working for you to create passive income or cash flow.
You actually live for the interest in those terms. But also, it doesn't matter how much you make. If you make $1 million a year and you spend $1.1 million, you're no better than the bum on the corner, right?
You're absolutely correct. It's a poverty mindset, and we got to change our mindset first. And that's the one big struggle.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of doctors I know that are kind of the same way. They're house rich but money poor, or house poor. I guess house poor. And they got private schools to pay for, a couple kids, especially a couple kids, couple of wives. And it's just like, whoa, it doesn't take much.
No, it's funny. I work with lots of doctors, and they make great money. They do a great thing, but a lot of them are literally, they're making this much and they're spending this much. There's no money in between, but there's a fancy car in the driveway or a couple cars, big old houses. It's all the mindset.
I will tell you that the doctors I know, their houses are getting smaller and their cars are turning into Camrys. They're getting a little bit less fancy, man, as things change. But today we're going to talk about how the kind of like Main Street can protect themselves, right? Absolutely. And we're going to do a little case study. I'm going to turn it over to you. Do your thing. What do you want to talk about?
All right.
The market had this. Are we going to hit 30,000? Is Dr. V, you're stupid for selling your stocks? What are we doing here? Let's give you some real tips.
I got a lot of good stuff for you today. The problem with tonight is I don't have enough time to teach you everything you need, but I've got an answer for that. We're going to talk a lot about how I can really help you kind of get through these things we're going to talk about. But I've got so much information, that I need to give you. And I've spoken to many of you. I noticed we had, a couple people on here tonight. I was writing some things down when I was doing it, but, I'm glad to see Eileen and, Joanne and just a bunch of other people, but I'm glad to have conversations. And the biggest thing we need to understand right here and right now, okay, we're at the end of 2020, one of the craziest years in all of our lives, but 2021 is right around the corner. Possibly a new president, possibly the old president, doesn't matter what happens, but this is inevitable. What's going to happen is we are going to enter some really difficult times. And those difficult times, there's nothing any president can do because it's a cycle, it's a pattern. Markets work in 7 to 10 year patterns, okay? No matter what, go back to the Great Depression and start following it. Look at the boom and bust cycles, 7 to 10 years, folks. I didn't make this up. This isn't me. It's facts, statistics. And we are 12 years into this, 12 years into a 7 to 10 year cycle. And the other thing is we got a 75-year cycle that we're approaching. Actually, we're in right now, but that 75-year cycle is even bigger. So there's people like Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio's talking depression. Ray Dalio's like, if you can understand and get through what Ray Dalio says, which is the micro and macroeconomic side, I understand that stuff. You may not, but I can take it and bring it to you in a 5th grade level. And here's what it spells. It spells not good. So we have to prepare, folks. We have to get ready for what's about to happen. Whether you like it or not, you got 2 choices. You're going to rise up, okay, and you're going to see this coming and you're going to prepare, or you're going to bury your head in the sand and you're going to get run over, and it's going to take you 5, maybe 10 years to catch up to what you just gave up and lost because you were unwilling or unprepared for what's about to happen. I'm not trying to scare folks. I'm really not. I'm being a realist here. And what I want to do today is give you literally 3 tangible things, because everything I do, listen, everything that I teach, I do it in a very simple way. I give you steps. Follow these steps. Do this, do this, do this, and do this. Everybody can follow instructions. You know, when you order furniture, it comes in a box now. You unwrap that box. You have instructions, and it even comes with the tools, right? Does it not come with the Allen wrench and the screwdriver nowadays? It does. And you got to put it together, but you got to be able to follow instructions. So if you can follow instructions, then I can get you through this. I can guide you through this. I can tell you everything. And listen, I'm not going to pat myself on the back, but I will tell you, like, I didn't get the nickname or the whatever you want to call it of America's #1 money mentor for no reason. I didn't come up with that. I know some things and I want you to know them, but I want you to take action on them. Knowledge is nonsense. The person who said knowledge is power is full of shit. Knowledge isn't power. Application of knowledge is the real power. Is that true?
Right. That's totally true.
It's all about the application of knowledge. So I've got a little thing here. Knowledge.
Potential power.
Potential power. I like that. Knowledge is potential power. The application of that knowledge is the real power, and that's what you really need to do. So I want to talk to you about some things. Now, I put together some slides. These were put together very last minute, but I want to ask all of you, would every single one of you be okay making 16% on your 401k or 15%? It doesn't matter. Would you be okay making 15% on your 401k or your retirement assets? I don't care if it's an IRA, a 401k, a 457 plan, a 403b, or some of you are just like, what are all these numbers? They're just IRS codes that determine what retirement. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. That was a funny one. But here's the thing. If you'd be okay making that, let me show you the easiest way for this to happen. And what if I told you that everything we're going to talk about involves only changing one thing in your life? And that one thing will change everything. Picture this, what we're talking about and what I'm going to be talking about this weekend at my 3-day event is the financial butterfly effect. All of you have heard of the butterfly effect. Some of you watched the movie with Ashton Kutcher or whatever it was. The things that happen today have a ripple effect into the future. And I can tell you that is absolutely the truth right now. The things you do today,
like the beating of one butterfly on one side, the wings of a butterfly on one side of the planet affect currents on the other side of the planet. Yeah.
And they do. And the same is true for your finances. The same is true for the things you do today. They will have ripple effects into your future. I don't know how far, but a long time. So what if I could tell you that all you need to do is change one thing and the rest will take in that and the rest will change? That's your butterfly effect. So let's start with this, okay? A lot of people I talk to, literally 90%, me and my sales team just went through and we said, how many people that you speak to have debt? And we went through and it was over 90%, but let's just say it's 90% of the people that we do calls with have debt, and debt is one of their biggest concerns. So what if you had credit card debt, and I'm just going to put it right here, okay? Now I'm being very gracious, saying your credit card debt is 15%. So if you can see this, it says 15% credit card debt. The average household has $30,000 in credit card debt. I didn't come up with that. That's a statistic, $30,000. Now you might be like, Chris, I don't have 30,000. It doesn't matter. That's statistics of what people have. If all you did was paid just the minimum interest, just the 15%, that's assuming you got some promo cards, because most credit cards, how much are your credit cards? Because I'll tell you right now, mine are 24.99, and I got almost an 800 credit score. And I'm paying 24.99%. But you see, I'm not paying that. I pay 24.99%, but I don't pay it to the credit cards. I pay it to myself.
Chris, what about people who say that that's against the law to have credit card debt that high? It's like they use this word like usury laws, or that's where you're scamming people. Aren't there
obviously they can. I can show you credit card statements in my office with 24.99. I think anything, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think anything above 29% starts getting into those usury laws. Maybe I'm off a little, but I'll tell you, every day I see 24.99. Every day I see 22.99, and I talk to hundreds of people, folks. This is reality.
This is that introductory 0% interest or 1 or 2% introductory rate falls off, and then you're left with that bigger rate, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And many of you are smart enough to bounce around and find those 0%. But what happens when you find the last 0% and then it's all over? You're going to bounce back up to one of these rates. So let's just assume, for this example, that you're paying 15% interest. That's $4,500 a year that you are throwing away. You might as well just burn it. You're burning your money. You're giving it away to somebody else. Somebody else is getting that money. And the credit card company is making 15%. So you want to change the odds? You want to change the facts of who gets that 15%? Here's how easy it is. How many of you, and you guys can chat in right now, how many of you have a 401k, a 457 plan if you're a government employee, a 403b if you're a teacher or a nonprofit employee, or some form of employer-sponsored retirement plans? How many of you have one? Because I bet you a lot of your hands go up, because that is what we're taught to do. From a young age, right up till now, every guru we teach or talk to, every advisor, our family say, you got to put money away for retirement. But what you're doing when you're putting money away for retirement is you're giving up control of your best dollars today. But the good news is your 401ks and all these accounts allow you access to this money through a provision, and I'm going to change the color here, through a provision called loans. Now, when I say this word loan, most of you almost think of it like a swear word, like son of a bitch. Loan. Sorry, I'm swearing, but that's what you think of. When you hear the word loan, you think of debt, right? You think loan equals debt, which in most cases it does. But have you ever thought that's because that's what you've been conditioned to think? When you take a loan from your employer-sponsored plan, so step number one, here's what I want you all to do, and you're all going to want to do this. Tomorrow, find your 401k statement for your employer-sponsored plan. Call them up and ask them, can I take a loan? I told you I'm going to give you steps. So that's step number one. Number one, can I take a loan? Okay? That's what I want you to ask. And the answer will be 95% of the time, yes, they will allow you to take a loan. And then they will say, how much? How much do you want? And you say, well, I don't know. I have $30,000 in credit card debt, or in debt, period. Forget about credit card debt. Let's say that's credit card debt, car loans, student loans, total debt, $30,000. Yeah, you know a thing or two about those, don't you? Any doctor, surgeon, or professional knows about student loans because they all have them. And they're not just little amounts. I see people in their mid-40s that still have $80,000 to $100,000 in student loans. That's a problem, folks. And so if we've got $30,000 in total debt, what I want you to do first, you call and can I take a loan? Yes. How much do you want? Well, add up all your debts. How much credit card debt do you have? How many loans do you have that are over 5%, your car loan and all these things? And you come up with that number. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take a loan from your 401k for the amount that's required to pay off your debt. Now remember, your debt is costing you 15%. If you take a loan from your 401k and you pay off your debt using your loan, you literally just took back 15%. But here's the deal. When you take a loan from your 401k, there's a couple things that have to happen. Number one, you have to pay it back. Okay? That's the first thing. All debt has to be paid back. But Who do you want to pay your debt back to? Do you want to pay it to Visa, Amex, Discover, any of these credit cards? Do you want to pay them back, or do you want to pay your bank back? Because the last time I checked, this is your money. Your 401k is your money. And when you pay yourself back, when you pay your 401k back, even if they charge you interest of 5%, you're paying yourself back with interest, because this 5% right here, who gets that money? Does the 401k company? No. Does your employer get that 5%? That's illegal. You get that. When you're the bank and you pay yourself back, you get to keep the interest. But that gets even better, because now we took this loan from our 401k. We paid off all of our debts. I'm just showing credit card debts. We pay them all back. Okay. That freed up $4,500 that you were giving away to the credit card companies. Now you take that $4,500 and you pay that down on your loan. But let's not do it that way, because there's no fun in that. Taking a loan to pay off another loan and no economic value. Who wants to do that? That's boring. You want to do that, Doug?
It seems too slow.
What's that?
It seems too slow.
Way too slow, and it's boring. If you were paying $4,500 and you take a loan from your 401k and maybe your repay is $1,500 because it's only 5%, you just saved yourself $3,000. Sorry, it's crossed out. $3,000 is what you saved yourself, right? $4,500 that you were giving the credit cards and $1,500 that you got to pay yourself back at. That's $3,000? No, folks, it's $6,000. $4,500 plus $1,500 is how much you make, because the 5% you're paying back to your 401k is your money. So you keep that. You literally guaranteed yourself a 5% return. Plus,
that's awesome.
It is, isn't it? It's so simple, folks. How easy is this? How many of you thought of this? Seriously, be honest with me. How many of you can tell me that you thought of doing this? Taking a loan from your 401k, paying off all your debts, taking the amount you were paying your debts and paying yourself back. But see, there's an equation in here. This is $6,000 you made, but really, how about all we do is we just pay back the minimum that's required to your 401k, and you take the rest and you use that to enjoy your life, okay? Because that's what we should be doing too. We need to enjoy a little bit of the fruits of our labor. I'm not saying get crazy here, but I'm also not saying start eating rice and beans, and then when you're sick of rice and beans, eat beans and rice. You know where that comes from. Don't do that. I want you to live. I want you to have fun. I want you to enjoy your money, and I want you to enjoy some results from everything. Every step you take, if you follow my instructions and everything you do, I want you to enjoy some of it. So if you save yourself $4,500, what I want you to do is I want you to take 1,000 of that $4,500 and I want you to enjoy it. I don't give a crap if you go and blow it. I don't care if this is your Starbucks budget, okay? I want you to enjoy some, because you won't continue doing this if you don't get some reward. People need to be rewarded. Everybody needs to be rewarded. Okay, there's no reward in saving $4,500 and then paying $4,500 back to your 401k where you can't use that money.
I love that, because a lot of the Dave Ramsey's and Susie Ormans would say, "Nah, pay it all down. Like, get rid of Starbucks. No latte factor shit." Like, and you're saying you gotta like reward yourself for good behavior, and that's how you keep it going. I love that.
Listen, all of you that have spoken to me or my team, the one thing we talk about is don't ever give up your Starbucks if you love Starbucks. If you enjoy going to every morning, right? I wake up really early, and on my drive to work, I literally love going through Starbucks and getting my black coffee with soy milk. That's like the highlight of my morning. Why? Why would I give that up would I really give up my Starbucks just so I can pay off Visa? Where is the enjoyment in that? Why do we have to live miserably just to get ahead in life? We don't. We have to start using our money as a tool and making our money work for them. Does that make sense to everybody? I just showed you how to do that. I showed you how to make 15% on your 401k without doing anything. But the other thing I forgot to tell you here is the other thing that happened there is, you see, there's like a triple effect of what you did. And I just want you to envision this is the stock market, okay? This is where we're at. Here, get rid of this one, because we're just going to focus on where we're at right now, and I got to change some colors around. This is where we were at the beginning of this year. Then we had that big drop. Then the market, forget about this, I was doing 08. Then the market rebounded, and guess where we're at right now? Here, X marks the spot. The highest point well, I don't want to say you will ever be at, but the highest point you've ever been at in the stock market.
Yeah, I was want to talk to you about that. We might crack 30,000 for the first time. We're right.
I think we're going to. But then after that, it's all downhill from there.
It's done.
I hate to say that, but this was March. This is where we're at now. This is where we're going. You guys have already seen me saying this. So if we're at the highest point, Warren Buffett says buy low, sell high. In your 401k, I don't want you to sell and pull the money out and pay taxes. No, I want you to take a loan. In this example, you take a loan for $30,000. You pay off these credit cards. It makes 15%. To take a loan, it requires you to get out of the market. So when you take that loan for 30 grand or whatever your credit card or your debts are,
I see where you're going with this. I see where you're going with this. I love that. Okay, keep.
He's like, I love where you're going. Gone. You are forcing yourself out of the market because you took a loan, and you can't take a loan from your 401k without getting out of the market. And right now, folks, that is what you need to be doing. You need to exit the stock market. Not forever. Absolutely not forever. Just for a little moment in time, a moment in your life, because I'll tell you what, the view from up here, I want you to picture this is the top of the mountain. So I want you to Google a picture of somebody standing on the top of a mountain. Isn't that beautiful? You look out over all the other mountains. You look out over the clouds. The sun comes up and the sun sets, and you literally have a sense of freedom because you can go anywhere you want when you're at the top. But if you're not at the top and you're at the bottom, what does it look like when you're at the bottom of the mountain? It's foggy. It's rainy. I've been there. I'm a snowboarder. The bottom's always foggy, rainy, miserable. And if an avalanche happens, is that where you want to be? You want to be at the bottom? You want to be at the bottom when an avalanche happens? No. You want to be somewhere at the top, and you just watch that son of a pup go down. You're like, man, I'd hate to be that person down at the bottom. Well, you know who this person is at the bottom getting caught in the avalanche? It's the people that are not on this call tonight. It's the people that didn't prepare. It's the people that buried their head in the sand. They're in the avalanche, and they're going to get crushed. You're at the top. And you didn't have to make any other decision outside of, I took a loan for my 401k. I paid off my credit cards. In doing that, I picked up and made 15%. I made 15% on my investments because you don't give away 15%. You're not giving this away to anyone anymore. It's your money. You keep it and you enjoy it.
So I'll ask a stupid question real quick.
There's no such thing.
How do you take a loan out from your 401k? Do you have to call? Can you do it online? Yep. Do you just hit sell? What do you do?
It's a great question. So remember I said, number one, call them. And well, it's gone now, but grab your statement. If you don't get a statement anymore, you get an email with your statement. Look at it. Right somewhere down in the front page is a 1-800 number that says customer service. Call them. Call them and say, I was wondering if I can take a loan. Now, here's the rules, okay? Right now, we're in COVID still. If you haven't noticed, we still are under the CARES Act. They might repeal the CARES Act, but right now we're still dealing with the CARES Act. And the CARES Act says that you can take up to $100,000 out of your 401k. You can take a $100,000 loan. You can take a $100,000 withdrawal, which I don't want to do because I don't want to pay taxes. If they tell you can't take a loan for $100,000, say the CARES Act says I can, and they're like, oh yeah, you're right. Do you have a hardship? You're damn right I have a hardship. It's called COVID, son of a bitch. That's a hardship. Everybody's dealing with the same damn COVID shit. We all are having hardships. I don't care if you're doing well. It's a pain in the ass. You can't even go to a restaurant.
You went from son of a gun to shit really fast there. I love it.
I'm pissed off, man.
No, that's awesome. So this is part of the CARES Act. Now that we have a couple of questions. So do you pay taxes on this?
No, zero. It's a loan. You're taking a loan from your 401k. A loan has to be repaid. There's zero taxes. But if you lose your job and all of a sudden you still have an outstanding loan, yes, we have some problems. So don't take a loan if you're going to leave your job. Don't take a loan if you think you're going to get laid off. Take a loan from your 401k if you love your job, you think you're going to stay for at least the long enough period of time to pay that loan back. How long? 5 years. Okay? That's important. There's no penalties. There's no fees. And, well, if they charge you a fee, shame on them. But there's no fees for taking loans. There's no penalties. And there's no taxes. It has to be repaid. But it's being repaid to you with interest. With interest. But you already had the interest. So a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want that money deducted from my paycheck. Really? You're giving away $4,500 and you don't want $1,500 taken out per year. Okay. You're giving away $4,500. Wouldn't you rather give away $1,500? And wouldn't you rather give that $1,500 back to yourself? That's what you're doing here. This is so simple, folks. This is so simple. And this is what I'm teaching. And if we don't get through everything today, I just want to real quick, if I can, this weekend, and listen, like whether you like it or not, like I'm going to tell you something you have to do. I'm doing a 3-day event and you have to be there. Even if you're like, Chris, I can't be there this weekend. I made promises to do this, and the government said I can't do turkey dinner. So I'm going to see everybody because I got to see them before someone breaks down my door and arrests me for doing turkey dinner. Sorry, I live in New York. You have to join me this weekend. You have to make some changes. If you can't join me this weekend, you get the recordings. I'm doing a 3-day event. It might be the most important 3-day event I've ever done because I'm covering topics that are so relevant and so important to your life, your finances, and it has to be done by the end of the year because January, February is, I think, when this is all going to come down. I really do. I feel it in my gut. I know it. I watch the patterns. I'm doing a 3-day event. We're going to give you some info on it. You got to be there. Okay. So I might not get through everything, but you have to be at this 3-day event I'm doing this weekend.
Hey, Chris, can you clarify Evelyn's question here on the
Sure.
on the screen? I think this is really good. She says,
am I understanding this correctly? You take a loan out from your 401k and then your money is not invested in the market, so you don't lose money when the market crashes. Precisely, Evelyn, because if you take a loan from your 401k, you can't have money in the market and take a loan, okay? The money has to come out of the market, go into cash, and then they loan the money to you. You can't have both. So it's like the perfect thing to do. You're automatically selling high to pay off your credit card debts. But Evelyn, don't forget, we're not just taking this money out of your 401k just to like go blow it. We're taking this money out to do a specific task. Pay off your damn debt. If you have debt, pay it off. But then once you pay it off, whatever the money is you were giving away, whatever money you were giving away to the credit card companies, to the banks, to the car finance companies, you're going to recapture that money. But in the between, right? Let's just say it's $1,500 you got to put back in your 401k per year, but you were giving away $4,500. I'm giving you permission to enjoy some of that money, and you can determine how much that is. Let's just call it $1,000. This is your free hall pass, $1,000 hall pass, and all you had to do was do nothing but change one thing, and that is be the bank. Take back control of your money by being the bank of your money. Don't let somebody else be in control of your money. You need to be in control of your money, not somebody else. This is how you do it. I'm going to go over more of this weekend, but this is definitely a very important thing. If you have debt, but yet you're putting all your money away into a retirement account for some future day called retirement when you're going to sail off into the sunset on your sailboat. Look, really? You're watching too much TV if that's what you think retirement is. You know what retirement is? The day where you stop working and you realize you should have kept working because you're bored.
And by that time, all your chest hairs will be gray and your boobies will be down in your bikini bottom. So that's not that cool either.
Exactly. Here's what retirement should be. Retirement should not be the day you stop working. Retirement should be the day that you determine when and how much you're going to work. And because you've done planning and you've done the right things, you're in control to make that decision. If your retirement truly means you don't ever want to work another day, that's awesome. If your retirement means you're only going to work on Mondays from 10 to 2 and Fridays from 10 to 2, and the rest of the week you're going to be out on the beach, going out, finding some coral reef or something, whatever you want to do, that's your prerogative.
I retired and I'm working more now than when I was. But Jacqueline Henning wants to know, can she attend your event virtually? It's a virtual event, right?
Oh, it is oh gosh, yeah. In New York, you can't come here. I'm sorry, sweetie. You can't come here right now. You don't want to come here right now. COVID cases are going through the roof, or so they say they are. You don't want to be here. So it's all virtual. We're going to be communicating like this on the 3-day, but you are going to be talking to me, asking questions the whole time. And it's not just me. It's me and all my mentors, all my experts. Like the things I'm going to cover in this 3-day are too vast for me to get out today. And I want to make sure I give you some good value, but it's going to be, look, if you want to be a real estate investor, I'm going to show you how to be a real estate investor, where the money is for that. If you have money and you don't know what to do with your money, I'm going to show you what to do with that money outside of Wall Street. I'm going to show you how to make money. How many of you would be okay making, I don't want to exit that yet. How many of you would be okay making between 20 and 30% on your money? I can show you how. And I'm going to show you how this weekend with very low risk, no involvement in the stock market. True story. I will show you how to do that. And I'll show you how that's even possible. Because when I say 20 to 30%, you're like, that sounds too good to be true. You know why it sounds too good to be true, folks? Because no one's ever shown you how. That's why.
No, they sold you on the idea that 8% is a good return. That's
8%
how.
is a good return, but
That's not a good return. You can double your money. You could go buy something on Facebook Marketplace for $10 and sell it for $20 and double your money.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's silly.
Yeah, it is silly. I literally will show you this weekend how you easily can make 20 to 30% of your money. I'll also show you how to get rid of all your debts. I'll have Brent Kessler and he'll show you exactly how the money multiplier works. I'm going to have Chris Rude show you how to find real estate deals better than anybody else. I've got all my friends and all my mentors and the best people in the industry coming this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to teach you. But you might be saying, Chris, I can't make it Friday. No big deal. It's all recorded. You get the recordings. Chris, I can't make it Sunday. No big deal. It's recorded. You can watch the recordings on your own time when you want, but you have to promise me you're going to watch them. And I'm going to get it right out of the way. Okay. So a lot of you are like, oh my God, 3 days with Chris Naugle. What's that cost? Well, normally it costs you about $3,000. Okay. We used to do these events live. It's $197. So don't even tell me you can't afford $197 because I'm going to tell you I'm worth a hell of a lot more money than $197. I'm not doing this for the money.
I don't care what you're worth, Chris. The answer is,
you know why it's $197?
No, you could make back that 197 in like a heartbeat.
In 1 second, I'll show you how to make it back. Once I just showed you how to make it back. So that was free. But here's the deal. Do you know why I'm charging for this event? I can do it for free. I'm charging because people that get free things don't take free things seriously. But when you pay for something, it becomes a prized possession and all of a sudden it becomes valuable to you. If somebody gives you something for free, you don't value it. If you pay for something, you value it. That's why. That's why I'm charging. Okay. And you got to pay. That's the toll that you got to pay to get into the 3-day. And you honestly, I can't tell you how much stuff I'm going to go over, but let's keep going here. More on being the bank. Hidden equity. Anyone know what that is? It's the equity in your house. You have a home that you live in, and the chances are you have equity in this home. And you know what your money's doing? That equity? Sitting lazy on your couch. You're out to work. You're going to work, you're working overtime, you're busting your ass, and you know what your money's doing? Sitting in your house, lazy on your couch, eating your potato chips and drinking your soda while watching your TV. I want you to visualize that. You come home after a long day. You open the front door, you're exhausted. It's dark out. The first thing you see, you look into your living room, and right on your couch is your money. And your money looks back at you and laughs and says, what, did you have a hard day? And you look back at your money and you're like, you son of a bitch. You've been sitting there all day? And your money looks back and be like, of course I have it. I ate all your potato chips. I drank everything you had in the fridge. And there's a good show on TV. I've been here all day long watching Saturday Night Live. Like, what have you been doing? I've been working all day. You need to reverse that, folks. Your money needs to be working harder than you, but you don't know how to make your money work for you. I need to teach you that. So here it is. Your equity's lazy on your house or lazy sitting on your couch. It's called equity. You get so excited to think that you got this equity in your house. You're so excited. Oh my God, I got $50,000 in equity in my house. So what? That's the stupidest thing I could hear anyone say. What we need to do is we need to get that money working. And how do you do that? Well, you've all heard of a home equity line of credit. Go take a home equity line of credit out from your bank. But some of you might be saying, yeah, Chris, I tried that. You're not going to say this, but I tried that and the bank turned me down. Great. This weekend, the 3-day event, guess what I'll show you how to do? I'll show you how to get the equity out of your house without any debt, without a home equity line of credit, without any credit applications, without any monthly payments. Oh yeah, you don't think that's true? That is. There's private equity firms that will give you a check. They'll literally hand you a check for the equity in your house, and they don't expect a penny. They don't want 1 penny from you. They're not going to create debt from you. You know what they're going to do? They're going to sit there just like you do, and they're going to wait for your house to appreciate. And someday later, I don't care if it's 30 years from now, when you sell your house, they're going to take a piece of that appreciation in your house. You ever think real estate's a good investment? It is. It's one of the best. But you know who else knows that? Private equity firms, pension funds. And they want to participate in the appreciation of your house. And they're willing to pay you today to have part of that appreciation. So if you don't want debt, you don't want a home equity line of credit because you don't want another monthly payment, perfect. I got a solution, and you'll learn about it from the founder of this company, who is a Wall Street guy who did investments in China and everything else. He'll show you how to get this 50 grand out without any debt. But let's pretend you got to take a home equity line of credit to get the equity in your house. Your home equity line of credit might charge you 4%, which on 50 grand is $2,000 in interest that the bank will take. Okay? What if we took this $2,000, or I'm sorry, what if we took this $50,000 that you just took, the equity in your house, and what if we paid off your debts? And your debts were, I don't know, what do we say, 15%? Remember all those debts that we talked about a second ago, those credit cards at 24.99%, the car loan at 5%, your student loans. How much are student loans going for these days? 4%? But I always hear it, oh, Chris, we're on deferment. We don't have to pay that. Stop. You're going to have to pay it someday, so let's just get it out of the way now. So you average this out, it works out to be about, it's actually more than that, but let's just call it 16%. So we take the money out of our house at 4%, and we pay off all your debts at 16%. And all the money that you were paying your credit card, maybe it was $200 a month, your car was $500 a month, your student loans are $400 a month. How much is that? Okay, that is, what is that, $1,100? Am I doing my math right? Yeah, it's $1,100. We take that $1,100, we basically then use some of that $1,100 a month that you just freed up by paying off all these debts, and we then pay back your home equity line of credit. But remember, I'm giving you permission to take $1,000 and go enjoy it. Take 1,000, or not 1,000. We can't do 1,000 here. Let's take $100 a month out of this 1,100 and let's enjoy it, because you got to reward yourself. And then you take $1,000 of that and you apply that to pay down that home equity line of credit. Do you realize what just happened there? You literally just picked up and made yourself 16%, almost out of thin air. Sure, the bank has to take back 4% or whatever your interest rate is on your home equity line, but you make the difference. It's creating money out of thin air. Or let's just say somebody says, I got no debt, Chris. That's stupid. I don't have any debt. Great. Want me to show you how to make 12% on that money? Want me to show you how to make 20% on that, 30% on that? Because I can do that, and I'm going to do that this weekend. This is just another example. How much profit you want to make? In this example, if you made 12%, you had to pay 4%, you make $333 a month. How much is your car payment? Is it more than $333 or is it less? Because if it's less, you can pay for your car. Yeah, I know it's more. You just got a new car. Like, it's a lot more. But all right, so if it's more, well, if we had $100,000 in in equity, let's say our house has $100,000 in equity, and we extract that $100,000. Okay, now we're at 600. Oh, I'm going to round that up because I don't like that number. Now we're at 666. How many of your car payments are 666? 667. Sorry, I don't know. But we just paid for your car. Your house has agreed to pay for your car payment.
Chris, David wants to know if you need a good credit score to do all the stuff that you're talking about.
Okay, so that's why I said that. So yes, for the home equity line of credit, you probably need a 620 or better. But let's say you don't have 620 credit score.
That's not even that high, 620.
It's not, but some people don't have that. Let's say you don't. Great. You don't have enough, and you're like, oh, I can't do that. I just told you a way through a company called Quantum RE, and you guys can go to this, quantumre.com. They will give you the equity in your house without any credit checks. Doesn't matter if your credit's 400. Is it possible to have a 400 credit? If it is, Quantum doesn't care. They're going to participate in the appreciation of your house. They don't care about a monthly payment. They don't care about your credit, and they don't care about debt. They just want to participate in the appreciation. Just another example, folks. I'm just trying to give you some tools here. All this stuff is going to be covered in depth, step by step instructions. Here's what I want you to think of, okay?
To clarify, this is not like loan consolidation, right?
Not even close. Yeah. I'm literally just making this isn't loan consolidation. This isn't debt consolidation. I don't do that. All I'm doing, folks, is telling you how to take the money you already have and how to make that money work smarter for you to solve your money problems. If you got money in this hand, or money in your house, or money in your 401k, but you got all this debt over here, how can you ever get ahead? How can you be ready for the next economic fallout if you've got all this debt? You can't.
I think what you bring up is a psychological point that I'd like, if you have a second, I want to discuss, which is I think a lot of people get really like paralyzed paralyzed into inaction, either 401k, I don't know, it's too complicated. The stock ticker, you're watching CNN and all these numbers are flashing on the screen. And it's almost like they don't know who to believe, what to do. Can you simplify it again? I know I interrupted your analogy. You got money in one hand, you got this debt in the other hand. Can you do that one more time?
Here's what you've been brainwashed, because this is exactly this. Your entire life, you have been brainwashed to believe that money works a certain way. You can not like me for saying this, but this is the truth. Psychologically, okay, this system, okay, whether you call it Wall Street, whether you call it the banking, whether you call it the Federal Reserve, they have trained you well. They have trained you to do a couple things. First off, they've trained you to give up control of your money. You're not good enough to control your own money. You're not good enough to handle your own money. You're not smart enough to handle your own money. Give us your money. Put your money in these 401ks and we'll allow you to get a tax deduction today. Freaking joke. You're literally getting a tax deduction and agreeing to pay tax on the harvest. That's the backwards way of looking at it. Give up control of your money. Put it in this CD. Give up control of your money. Put it in this mutual fund or this annuity. You've been taught your whole life to literally be in financial slavery because you gave up control of your money. You really have. It is a psychological problem. You don't even know this happens. And when you gave up control of all your money, you put it in this thing, in hopes of someday that magic sailboat that's going to fly out called retirement. And the whole time, what have you been taught to do? Well, when you want to buy something, we'll give you money for the car. You want a car? Come on in. We'll give you a loan for 5%. Awesome. Cool. Well, what about when I want to buy, when I want to take a vacation? No problem. Come over to this side. We'll give you a credit card for 24.99. You have given up control of your money to them. They have taken your money and lent it back to you at a multiplier of between 400 and 1,300%. Where do I come up with that math? Go to BauerFinancial.com. Okay. Look up any bank in the country. They make 400 to 1,300% on the money you leave there on deposit. That's how much more money they make than you. You don't believe me? Look it up, folks. They're making 400 to 1,300% more than you. And it's your money that they're using. Same thing. 401ks, Wall Street. What do you think they do? They leverage your money. That's what investments are. They use your money to go out and make more money. And we're okay with that because you gave up control. But at the same token, you have been in a position where you've had to accumulate massive amounts of debt because all of your money is in someone else's control. So you had no choice but to borrow money from these people and pay them every single month. And you just think this is okay. It's not okay anymore. It's not. I'm sorry. And I'm done allowing it to be okay.
Facebook user wants to know, if you don't have 401k or you're renting your house,
great,
where you're living, what can you do?
So lots of things. So I don't know your situation, Facebook user, but there's a lot of things we can do. We can basically set up a savings plan that's going to give you access to your money, that's going to pay you 4% guaranteed on your money plus a dividend, that's going to allow you to take that money out and still earn interest on that money, even though it's not there anymore. Just like my hat says, BYOB, become your own banker. I can show you how to do that. Okay. The only people I can't help, really, truthfully, are people that don't want help. And the other people I can't help are the people that think they don't need help. And that goes right into what Will Rogers says. He says, Will Rogers, you all know who he is, look him up, his greatest quote: the biggest problem in America is not what people don't know. The biggest problem in America is what people think they know that just ain't so. That's the truth. That's the problem. We think we know what we don't know.
Kathleen wants to know, what if the amount in the 401k is not big enough to pay off all your debt?
Oh, I love that. Kathleen, that's a great thing. It's okay. Take what you can from your 401k, pay down as much debt as you can, recycle and recapture the money that you were giving away to the debtors and put that back in your 401k. It doesn't matter if you have enough. It was easy to show that you had enough, but if you don't have enough, it doesn't matter. Whatever you can get is going to better your situation.
That would also help your 401k to grow because you're putting that money in
your 401k. So how many of you would rather lose 10% or make 5%? Stupid question. It's not even a trick question. It's just stupid. That's the difference. The market's going to go down. We already know this. It's not even worth talking about anymore. The market is going down. Mark my words. Call and thank me for warning you. It's coming. Duck's been telling you this for a while. I've been talking about this for well over a year. Watch my podcast. I got podcasts from a year and a half ago with me predicting this. Sure, I can't tell you when, But I'll tell you, the time is pretty much now, because there's no way it's going to keep going. And I have friends deep on the inside of Wall Street that work for the hedge funds that are telling me the same thing. So it's a resounding thing. All the warning bells are going off on Wall Street. You just don't know it.
Can we address this question? And I don't know Karen Flynn personally, but she says no discipline, no matter what it is. Pay cash for everything.
I don't know about that. What happens if you pay cash? I don't agree with that.
There's good debt and bad debt. That when we started talking about Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I'm not a believer in that.
I like that philosophy, Karen. That's kind of like the depression philosophy, like pay cash for everything, don't have any debt. But you know what? Can you really live in today's world and enjoy your life? I want you to be honest with yourself, Karen. Can you really live without debt? Can you really build wealth and get ahead without debt? The answer might be yes, but you might be just kind of molding your reality to be within the confines of not having debt. You see, there is good debt and bad debt. Bad debt, credit cards. Bad debt, car loans. Okay, good debt, the loan you have on your rental property. Good debt, the loan you have on your house when you're using the equity in your house as a means to provide you an additional income. There are good and bad debts. You just need to understand the difference between two. And if you don't, I'm not going to teach it in the 3-day, but read Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He talks about good and bad debt. There's a huge difference. Bad debt, awful.
Yeah, Angelina has a good question here. What if she takes out $100K to pay off her debts? She has $100,000 left. Will I lose the $100,000 left when the market goes down? We've talked about this in the past.
You would. So I wouldn't keep that $100,000 that's left in your 401k in the market. I wouldn't keep it in the mutual funds that are exposed to the market, which I will be covering this weekend in the 3-day. I don't mean to keep saying the 3-day, but I only got an hour and we're already 53 minutes into the hour. I run out of time quick. I cover all this. You don't want to keep your money in the market, but I can't.
Like the cash option or the cash equivalent option.
So I don't have it up here, and I really need to cover this before we're done because this is so powerful. But there's just too much to cover in an hour, and I'm almost hyperventilating because I feel the urge and the necessity. See, listen here, folks. I'm not getting paid to teach you this right now. Okay, $197 isn't going to make or break or change my life in the slightest. It's just your toll so that you take it serious. I know the severity of this. I know what this means for each and every single one of your futures. I truly do better than anybody else. 16 years as a financial advisor, I understand what's coming and what that means. And if you remember 2008, just remember what life was like then. It's coming again, and it's probably going to be worse. So I need to give you the instructions on what to do step by step. I need to show you how to do it. And I need to basically have you listen and apply that knowledge in a very systematic way. And that's it. Can you follow your GPS? When you put a destination in your GPS then reads it off to you, right? Drive straight for 1.5 miles, make a left on this street, make a right on that street, go 1.2 miles. Your destination's up on the left. Can you follow that? Most of you can, but some of you make a wrong turn. And what's your GPS say? Make a U-turn. Make a U-turn. Turn right on this street. Make another right. It gets you back on course. That's me, folks. That's what we created. That's what the money multiplier is designed to be.
What about like someone on Steve on YouTube who says, I don't think that the sky is falling? Are we saying the sky is falling?
I never said the sky was falling. Like, it's just we're going from good times. We've been literally like, look at the last 12 years. It's been pretty easy, right? Everybody's made more money. The economy's been good, less unemployment. We've been in good times. We're going into hard times. I'm not saying the sky's falling. I'm making it sound bad because I'm trying to motivate you. I'm trying to let you know that now is the time to take action. If you don't think the sky isn't falling, but if you don't think now is the time to take action, then why are you on this call right now? I have to ask that. Sorry that we're talking money, and I'm sorry maybe it's something you don't want to hear, but you need to hear this. And if you don't think you do, bury your head in the sand, and we'll see what happens with that, because that's what's going to happen. I'm sorry the truth freaking hurts. It does. And I'm just giving you the truth. I got nothing to gain by telling you this, nothing to gain at all. But I'm telling you the truth. The people that have something to gain, your financial advisors. Okay? If they take your money out of the market, if they tell you to do the things I'm telling you, they lose and don't make as much money. So who do you want to take advice from? Some idiot that's talking to you for free, telling you what he knows after 20 plus years of experience in this, or somebody that has something to gain from you? With
a cool BYOB hat on top of that. But Chris Avey has a Chris A.
457 government employees. So
457 deferred comp.
Yeah. you work for the government. So the 457 is the same as 401k. It just means that you work for the government or some government or state agency. So 401k is a profit company, 457 is government, and 403b is nonprofit, like a school. That's all. So it's the same rules that apply to a 457. You can take loans from that deferred account.
Okay, I think that's what you wanted to know.
100%. So folks, I gotta get to this because this is really important. I'm going to go fast. I've got about 3 minutes, and I got one more thing to show you after. These are real clients. Case studies. Case studies matter because it's real. I do constant case studies showing you that I'm not just some talking head telling you what to do. I show results through other people's successes. Bank of C&N Jones, Charles and Mary Jones. That's them. Really, they're not. I didn't draw that picture. Okay, we'll give him a better mustache right here. I can't do it. But they loved horses. They had money. They were 10 years from retirement, and they only saved $350,000. Do you think they're a bit short on retirement? They are. Okay. They didn't want to manage their investments. They wanted to give up control, and they did their whole lives because they didn't have the experience. They just wanted to take care of their horses and enjoy their lives. So they don't want an active role, but they made one change. They saw us at a seminar. They changed one thing in their life. That's it. One thing. They took action on the knowledge that they got. And here's the results. Okay. Here's where they were at, $350,000. Every year, they were trying to catch up on this thing called retirement. So they were putting in the max, $13,000 between the two of them, $6,500 and $6,500 with catch-ups because they're over 50. They had 10 years to go. All they did is they changed where their money went first, and they put it into what we call basically private funds, okay, private investments, okay, with SEC registered funds. And back they were making 9%. Now I just told you that there's private funds that pay 20, 24, and 30%. They did 9% by lending their money out. They didn't do it. We did it for them. We helped them become the bank by lending their money on secured real estate deals. They were the bank. Instead of somebody having to go to the bank and borrow money for a flip or a rental property, they were the bank. And they made 9% secured in a first lien position, just like the bank. You don't pay the bank, what do? They foreclose on your ass and they take your house. Bank of C&M Jones, what do if you don't pay them? They foreclose on your ass and they take that house back and they sell it and make more money. But that didn't happen. But here's the result. They had $350,000. They made $13,000 contributions to their IRAs. And these weren't IRAs like you know them. They were self-directed IRAs. I'm going to get deep into this in the 3-day. I can't get into it today. It's the same as your IRA now, but you have the right to do what you want to do. You're in control. For 10 years, they did this. And for 10 years, they made a return of 9% flat. No fluctuation, no movement, no correlation to the stock market, 9%. This is how much money they had after 10 years. $1,026,000. How many of you would be okay with $1,026,000 at retirement? Some of you would be like, that would do it. That'd get me there. But you want to see what this really meant? See, in retirement, it's not about how much money you have in the bank. That's just a gauge. The money you have in the bank means nothing if you don't know how to create income from that money. So what did they do? They took that $1 million and $26,000, okay? They kept doing what they were doing, kept loaning their money at 9%. That made them $92,347 a year. That's $7,695 a month they were making in income. These people, 10 years prior to the result, were in trouble. They were way behind on retirement. They changed one thing. They learned one new thing and they applied it. $7,695 a month before Social Security and without ever touching your principal. If they graduate, their family has $1,026,000. This is the difference between your money and you working for your money and your money working for you. This is what your money does when it works for you. It produces results and produces income. If you don't understand this, we have to get you to understand this. Imagine what that number would be if it was not 9%. What if it was 20? What if it was 30? What would that be? These are possible. These are all very real. I'm not making this up. And they're not attached to the stock market. That's the best thing. These are secured assets. These are houses that secure your investment. So folks, listen, this weekend, I'm going to teach you how real estate works. I'm going to teach you how banks really work, how a bank can fund 100% of your real estate deal. I'm going to teach you how to be a private lender like Charles and Mary here, how to do it, how not to make mistakes. And if you just I don't want to deal with any of that, great. I'll show you how to do it without you having to do anything but changing one thing. I'll show you how to make money, not just one time on your money. I'll show you how to make money twice doing the same exact thing. And I'll show you how to do it guaranteed by being your own banker. Some of you have already spoken to me about that. I can keep going. I can show you how to basically create corporate credit this weekend. I'll show you how to protect your assets through LLCs. And I got people doing this. I'm going to show you how to make money when the stock market goes down. When I join Duck next week, we're going to be talking about not how to make money when the markets go up, because that's everybody knows how to do that. Everybody's a genius. We throw a dart at a wall. Great. We put our money in that low-cost index fund with Vanguard. I'm crushing it. But what happens when it all falls apart and goes down? Are you crushing it anymore? Nope. You're losing your ass. We're going to show you 2 simple strategies next week on how to actually make money when the market goes down, doing the same things you're doing today, but you just don't know how to do it. I taught Duck how to do it. How long did that take me to show you how to do that? 3 texts. Literally. 3 texts. One of those texts was Duck saying, what was the name of that again?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah,
listen,
man.
I need you to be at this 3-day event this week, and that's all I can tell you. And I'm not trying to sell it to you, but you have to be there because you need this. And I didn't have time today to do it because we're already at our time. So there's the link. And I've also, do you have the link that you can put? There you go.
I have it going at the bottom, drvmoney.com to do the 3-day with you. Just if someone has worked with Chris who's watching right now, can you put up some comments just kind of saying, yeah, he's the real deal. He's not a jokester. I don't know. Sometimes, you know how skeptical.
I know how to joke.
Well,
Matter of fact, actually, I want to give everybody something. You guys want something for free that will literally make you laugh your ass off? Can I give you guys something? Here's what you got to do. Write this down right now. I want you to write my email down. Okay. It's Chris@themoneymultiplier.com. Chris@themoneymultiplier.com. Oh my God. I just got these today. And all I want to do is make you guys laugh because I was super serious tonight and I hate being this serious, but this is serious shit we're talking about. Chris@themoneymultiplier.com. I want you to just send me an email and just say in the memo line, funny. And I'm going to send you something that's going to make you laugh your ass off. If you like Saturday Night Live and you like skits, I'm going to send you 2 recordings that we just did yesterday. We had a professional film crew here. I'm sick of everything being serious. I'm sick of COVID. I'm sick of presidential elections. I'm sick of negative and hate and hate and hate. And I watched the Saturday Night Live skit and I laughed my ass off and it felt good, folks. It feels good to laugh. It feels good to smile. I'm going to make you laugh and smile, but only if you send me an email saying funny. I'm going to send you something that will put you on the freaking floor because it is literally off the charts good.
DL has a question. Will you be able to help us after the 3 days? So, you know, that's a really good question because a lot of people pay to do these virtual seminars or even go to conferences like you and I. That's where we met, was at a self-improvement conference. And then they kind of they go back on Monday and they go back to their 9-to-5 job and it's all the same. How are they going to keep the momentum going? If they
Easy. Once you come to the 3-day event, you literally will have access to us. After I'm trying to put this on the screen, I can't, but you will have access to us, to myself and our team with email. You can schedule times with us. We do our time blocks in 30-minute intervals. You can schedule a time to talk to me, to Steven, to Gabby, to answer any questions after. We've also got a full community. Many of you have heard me talk about Money School TV. It is our online community, and that's all it is. It's a money community to help you change one thing in your life to change everything in your financial life. So we give you access to us because what would a training be if like after we're just like, all right, good luck, everybody, kick you in the ass and send you out the door? No, you're going to have access to us because we give you access to MSTV. You get that with the 197. Any of you real estate investors, how many of you love figuring things out on yourself? I hope you said no. We just give you templates that you don't have to figure it out yourself. You just plug numbers in. You just plug your information in and it does it all. I just didn't have time to tell you everything you get with the 3-day, but if you just click that link, drvmoney.com, you can go on and you'll see everything you get. It literally, we give you and I've got it right here in front of me. I just can't share it. $3,087 worth of things of value. How about Duck, should I really, oh God, I got to be careful. How many people are on this live right now?
Couple hundred.
How many people are here? Because I got to be really careful about what I'm about to say next because I'm going to get my ass handed to me.
There's a couple hundred watching on all the different channels.
Should I?
You can
do it.
Didn't do it.
God damn. Shouldn't do this. And Shauna's going to probably quit because of it. But listen, here, I'll make you guys a deal. I like giving shit away for free. I do. I'm going to give you all and this is only for tonight. If you do this any other time than tonight, forget it. If you guys go to DRV Money and you sign up for the 3-day event, I'm going to give you literally a limited edition money shirt. You get to pick from 3 different designs. You want to know what those designs are? Can I give you guys, if I put it up here, how do I put a comment up that's not private? Here we go. Can I put a non-comment private up or non? Here, why don't you do it? Put in, what is it? Yeah. It's Money School. Let me just make sure I got this right. Oh God, I'm hyperventilating actually saying I'm going to do this. Put in moneyschooltraining.com / Christmas offers. Christmas -offers, and then do another thing.
Okay. Put
that in there. This isn't for you guys to buy something. This is just so you can see what the shirts look like. There's 3 of them. There's one that says BYOB with a monkey. Okay, be your own banker. There's another one with Albert Einstein. I wish I could share my screen. I'd show you these. With Albert Einstein that says uninterrupted compound interest, the 8th wonder of the world. There's another one that says I've never met a dollar I don't like. These shirts are limited, literally. Like I didn't make that many, which is why I'm kind of going to kick myself in the ass. But if any of you sign up for the 3-day event tonight, and again, remember, it's recorded and you get all the recordings, you get all the tools, you get access to MSTV, which is our community. You get access to our whole platform. We give you all of that. You get access to me, to my team, all of this for $197. And I'm going to give you guys a shirt. All I need to know is what color you want. They come in white and black, and what size you want. I have small through XXL, and you pick which design you want. And Shauna is going to shit a brick.
That's really nice of you.
Oh my God.
You're always giving stuff when you're here, man.
I am, and I always hear about it the next day after I do it. So I just did it. Chris@themoneymultiplier.com. In the memo, put funny. That'll get you the funny videos. And if you sign up for the 3-day event, I will tell Shauna that everybody that signs up through that link, drvmoney.com, that you will get a free shirt mailed to your door. And whatever one you want, just pick from that thing there. Oh my God.
Chris, we're 10 minutes after the hour. Appreciate your time.
I'm freaking out already.
Awesome and just really, really cool, dude. Last final parting word. Like if someone is, there's a lot of comments about people who maybe can't afford 197 or don't have enough money in their savings or, just barely getting by. Well, what would you say to them? Because I was there.
I'm going to say something.
You almost went bankrupt.
Yeah.
And I was $4 million in debt and went bankrupt.
I've almost been bankrupt twice.
That's not something that I brag about.
So broke is a mindset. That's the first thing I'm going to say to that. The second thing is I don't care where you're at. I don't care how broke you are. I don't care if you have no money in your checking account, no credit, and nothing. It's not game over, folks. You got to change your mindset first. If $197 is tough, good. It should be tough because that means you make the extra commitment. Go out in your garage and sell some shit to make $197. Because when you show up, I'm going to bring the heat and I'm going to show you how to make all that money back and then some. But let me give you one. Man. Let me give you one. I'm sorry to, like I said, the truth hurts and I'm just on fire tonight.
I like that.
But here's the other thing. I just did a Facebook Live on how you can put $750 a month in your pocket for about 6 hours of work. Now, you need a 620 credit score. There's some qualifications, but I have an offer. And that's not me. I'm not doing this, but I have an opportunity that I'm helping somebody do something and he's paying $750. I know some of you are already doing this. It's $750 a month. And there's no catch to it. It doesn't involve you doing any work. You don't have to go out and mow lawns or do anything. You literally have to do about 5 hours worth of work to set it up. And after that, $750 a month checks show up. So if you want to learn about that, I'll tell you about, I did a Facebook Live on it today on all my channels. So just go on Facebook and look up the Chris Naugle and watch today's Facebook Live. I just put $750 in your pocket. So if you can't afford $197, that's because you don't want to. And that's all there is to it. Sorry.
That's really crazy. No, you're an asshole.
I am an asshole. I'm just being real, man. And, sometimes like you got to kick somebody in the ass to literally get them to the other side.
Actually, I like what you said there because honestly, when I started to invest in myself, I literally went from, I was a surgeon, broke, newly bankrupt, and I was so broke that I don't know if you ever heard of this thing. It's a library card. It's free. I actually had a library card because I couldn't afford to buy books on Amazon. I actually used the public library to
I had one of those. I thought everybody had one. That was just for us broke people.
No, it's just it's just for us broke people.
I don't know. I thought that was.
And I was just like, wow, they had all, like, I thought it was just like old dusty books. No, they had new DVDs and videos and programmings and lectures and talks. And I was like, dude, the library's hit. But you would never know unless you would have never known it unless like you actually took the time to go check it out. You know what I mean? But that's where I started. And then I remember buying that first $99 course, that $197 course. And then when our friend Greg Reed, I mean, he charged me an arm and a leg. It was, it was a lot of money.
Let me ask you something. How much money does Greg Reed cost per hour? If you wanted to get coaching from Greg Reed for an hour, how much would it cost you?
I don't know.
I'll tell you, it's $1,000. Andrew here in my office just paid him $1,000 to coach him for 1 hour. So if you sign up for $197, you get access to MSTV for 30 days. This Thursday, tomorrow night, if you sign up tonight, you're going to have access. You're going to have to hustle and get signed up. But tomorrow night, Greg Reed is coming on my coaching. Okay, I do a group coaching every month for my MSTV members. He's on there for an hour. 1 hour. Wow. You can ask Greg Reed anything you want. Greg Reed's the man that back in 2014, you remember at his house, I was there with you. You were on the top of the world as a surgeon. I was just coming out of being literally the lowest point in my life. You remember how miserable I was.
I was actually coming up out of my bankruptcy.
You were doing well. You were dressed all sharp. You were on top of the world. You were a big surgeon. I remember watching you and being like, man, I want to be like that guy. I want to be like Duck. And I remember being at the lowest point because I had just lost everything for the second time in my life. And I remember I asked Greg, and I was paying Greg a lot of money to be there. It was $5,000 to be at his house that event. And I didn't have $5,000. I maxed the credit card out. And I remember saying, Greg, I need advice. And you know what Greg tells me? Greg sits there, and you can contest to Greg saying this. He says, all right, I'm going to give you the best advice I can give you. Give your best stuff away for free. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, that's all you got? He's like, here's the thing. You think that that's a joke, but that's exactly how I got where I'm at. Give your best stuff away for free. Some people will never need you again, but 90+% of those people will love you for what you did, and they will come back and they will be loyal customers for the rest of your life because you gave your best stuff away for free. He told me that back at that event at his house, I'll never forget it, underneath that little awning, he had that big setup. I stood there. I was literally just so lost, and that's what he said to me. And you guys all have access to Greg Reed tomorrow night at a live 2-hour group coaching if you sign up for the 3-hour. That's worth $1,000 right there.
Well, Tony Robbins, I think, charges like $1 million for an hour, and he's like 5 years booked out. And I see that in your future, Chris, because you come with just total sincerity and desire to help people and just the real deal, man.
It's my honor and my privilege to share the wealth and the knowledge that I have because that's what I'm here for. That's the only thing I've got, right? So you have to share that. And I always get it as a privilege, man.
And we'll see you back next week, right? We're going to do another one of these, showing people how to make money in the stock market.
Next week is going to be a really cool one I've never done and I've already started preparing for. So that's going to be wild.
Yeah, which is about to go down. So I appreciate that. All right, everybody. drvmoney.com. Get into the 3-day weekend.
Get yourself your free shirt, and then Shauna will crucify me tomorrow for doing that, but it's okay.
Thanks, Chris. You're the best, buddy.
Thanks, everybody.
Give it up for my buddy, Chris Naugle, everybody. That's like high-level stuff he told you, and it's really not something you're going to hear from Uncle Billy. They're not going to tell you. They're going to tell you it's risky, it's dangerous. But you know what's really risky is just having this out-of-control debt that you just keep paying on, and you're just not making any progress. And I understand it. I've been there. Some people who are watching today are like, I thought you were a weight loss surgeon. Why am I getting money tips? Like, what's happened to this channel? Why are you talking about COVID? Dude, it's all related. It's all related. In fact, the people who say, why am I listening about money? Those are people who don't have money. Because I promise you, people who have money, they always want to know more about money. They always want to know what does Chris know about money that I don't know, right? Just like you guys go, what does Dr. V know about weight loss that I don't know? Or what does Dr. V know about COVID that I don't know? I'm always asking, like, what does Chris know about money that I don't know? What does Steve or Aaron or some of my other buddies know that I don't know? And that's how you get better. So I hope you will take him up on this offer. This is only this weekend, drvmoney.com. It's Chris's 3-day weekend. He has so many speakers lined up. It's going to be great. He's going to show you how to do all that stuff. He said, and I promise you, you'll make back your 197. I promise you will. If, disclaimer, right? If you take action and do what he tells you. Okay. Love you. Tomorrow night, I got Sandy back on. We're going to do some more Thanksgiving cooking, just great, amazing treats. See you tomorrow night for some live cooking demonstrations. Same bat time, same bat channel. See you guys. Thank you very much.